A shocking case in Toronto, teacher accused of abusing student. Another disturbing case has surfaced in Canada, shaking parents, students, and the education system alike. In Toronto, a 34-year-old high school teacher, Melissa Grant, has been indicted on serious charges of maintaining inappropriate relations with a minor student. Court reports and documents suggest that the relationship allegedly began when the boy was only 13 years old, and continued for several years. Even more shocking, authorities claim that the teacher later gave birth to a child fathered by that same student. Background of the case: Melissa Grant taught at a well-known high school in Toronto. According to official reports, the scandal dates back nearly a decade, when the victim was just entering his teenage years. The inappropriate bond allegedly started secretly, disguised under the name of affection, but over time, it evolved into something far more serious. Investigators allege that the teacher manipulated the child emotionally, convincing him that what was happening was an act of love. In reality, it was a gross misuse of power, trust, and authority. Indictment and charges. The indictment lists multiple charges against Melissa Grant, including sexual assault of a minor, maintaining unlawful sexual conduct, abuse of position of trust. Court records also note that the boy's mother began to suspect something years later, when she observed troubling changes in her son's behavior. After thorough investigation, it was revealed that the teacher's child was allegedly fathered by this very student, who was still underage at the time. Community reaction. News of this case spread rapidly across the Toronto community, sparking outrage and disbelief. Parents expressed deep concern, questioning how such a violation of trust could occur in an institution responsible for children's growth and safety. One parent told local media, "We send our children to school with the belief they are safe, but this incident has shattered that trust completely." Legal complexities. In Canada, relationships between adults and minors are not only immoral but also strictly illegal. Convictions in such cases often carry lengthy prison sentences, hefty fines, and lifetime bans from working in education or with children in any capacity. If convicted, Melissa Grant faces decades behind bars and irreparable damage to her professional and personal reputation. The role of social media. While this particular case does not directly reference social media, many similar incidents in North America have started online, through platforms like Snapchat, Instagram, or private messaging apps. Experts warn that social media often becomes the first channel of communication in grooming cases. Psychological and social impact. The greatest toll of such crimes falls on the victims. Child psychologists highlight that early exposure to inappropriate relationships can deeply affect mental health, self-esteem, and the ability to build healthy relationships later in life. Victims of such abuse often suffer long-term consequences including anxiety, depression, and trust issues. Worse, betrayal by a figure of authority, like a teacher, creates lasting scars that may influence the child's outlook on education and society as a whole. Media coverage. This case has been widely covered in Canadian media, not simply as a scandal but as a pressing reminder of the vulnerabilities in the education system. Analysts argue that the issue is not confined to one teacher or one school, it exposes the need for stronger oversight and stricter rules governing teacher-student interactions. Preventive measures. In response to cases like this, some Canadian schools have introduced stricter codes of conduct, banning teachers from connecting with students on social media. Others have adopted more comprehensive monitoring systems to track interactions between staff and students. These policies are designed to prevent abuse and reassure parents that their children remain safe in the school environment. Conclusion. The Melissa Grant case is more than just a shocking story about one teacher and one student, it is a wake-up call for the entire Canadian education system. It underscores the urgent need for vigilance from both parents and institutions. Parents must remain attentive to changes in their children's behavior, while schools must reinforce accountability and safeguard mechanisms. Though the legal verdict is still pending, the case has already ignited nationwide debate. It has once again raised the chilling question: are our children truly safe in schools?